Hey everybody, it's Maddie here with Altcoin Buzz with you on this Wednesday. Hope you're having a nice one on this hump day. Today we're talking about the fact that US lawmakers are basically realizing they cannot ban Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. Believe it or not, it's Ethereum's 4th birthday, so we'll be talking about that with a couple of tweets. Charles Hoskinson is in the news on altcoinbuzz.io. He says Cardano will outperform Facebook's Libra in emerging markets. Then we have a bit of an opinion that's been put out there that the unbanked don't need Facebook's Libra to begin with. Related to that, we're looking at XRP and ETN Electroneum, which represent two approaches to helping people in developing countries, so perhaps alternatives to Facebook's Libra. Here on technologyreview.com, Libra may never launch, Facebook has warned its investors. And finally, we'll look at what Verizon is doing on altcoinbuzz.io. They seem to be venturing into blockchain technology and are hiring the appropriate experts. Let's begin quickly with a snapshot of the market on CoinGecko.com. We're sitting at $270 billion. That's up 2.9% over the course of the day. And at the time of this recording, you have Bitcoin that is up at $9,765. The biggest gainer, however, over the course of the day is Bitcoin Cash at now over $330. Litecoin is also creeping up in a healthy way at $93, perhaps in anticipation of the halving, which is just a few days away at this point. Here now on Forbes.com, US lawmakers are realizing they can't ban Bitcoin. It's what we've been saying all along. Those who have been longtime critics of Bitcoin usually have one key theory in common, which is that governments will eventually ban Bitcoins and cryptocurrencies will then cease to exist in any meaningful form. For examples of this point of view, just look at economist Nouriel Roubini and JP Morgan Chase's CEO Jamie Dimon. Lately, however, it appears that lawmakers in the US are starting to realize the difficulties associated with a potential Bitcoin ban. On Tuesday, for example, the U.S. Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs held a hearing on cryptocurrency and blockchain tech regulation. And during that hearing, you had the Senate Banking Committee Chairman Mike Crapo, who shared his belief that the U.S. would not be able to succeed in banning Bitcoin. Quote, if the U.S. were to decide, and I'm not saying that it should, if the U.S. were to decide that we don't want cryptocurrency to happen in the United States and tried to ban it, I'm pretty confident we couldn't succeed in doing that because this is a global innovation, said Crapo. Not to mention the fact that you have people that are just going to bypass and sidestep it with VPNs and other more sophisticated strategies. This statement came in the form of a question to Jeremy Allaire, who is the co-founder and CEO of global financial services company Circle. In his response, Allaire explained the new reality created by the creation of Bitcoin. Quote, I think the challenge that we all face with this is some of these cryptocurrencies, they're literally just a piece of open source software, said Allaire. There's nothing else. It exists on the internet. It's open source software. Anyone can implement it. It runs wherever the internet runs. And these have a monetary policy where these assets are algorithmically generated. That is a challenge that every government in the world now faces, that money, digital money, will move frictionlessly everywhere in the world at the speed of the internet. So a pretty solid exchange there. This has been my opinion for a while, that really at the end of the day, the government, whether it's the US or otherwise, is powerless to shut down Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Check out the rest of this article on Forbes and let us know your thoughts and opinions in the comments section below. But now it's time to wish Ethereum a happy 4th birthday. Here at Ethereum is tweeting, happy 4th birthday, Ethereum. 4 years ago today, Ethereum came to life and the future is now brighter than ever before. It's actually hard to believe that it's only 4 years old. I didn't realize. I thought it had a couple more years under its belt. To everyone who has worked to advance the protocol, the community, and our ever-growing ecosystem, thank you, and let's keep building together. Absolutely. Here you have Evan Van Ness at Evan Van Ness. Week in Ethereum news. This week we celebrate 5 years since the ETH sale, 4 years since the Genesis block. So happy birthday to Ethereum. Here now on altcoinbuzz.io, we have this piece by Luke, who says Charles Hoskinson is basically commenting on the fact that Cardano was going to outcompete Facebook's Libra in emerging markets. Founder of Cardano, Hoskinson believes that Cardano will outcompete Facebook's cryptocurrency Libra in emerging markets. So this is by way of an interview with finance magnates where Charles Hoskinson has said that the cryptocurrency still holds an edge, talking about Cardano, over Facebook's Libra. Charles Hoskinson has been traveling from country to country over the last 2 years. On a weekly basis, photos were shared of Hoskinson meeting with governments in countries like Ethiopia, Mongolia, and Georgia. Hoskinson has been meeting prime ministers to talk about what Cardano can do for these markets. In an interview with finance magnates, which was published on June 26, Hoskinson said about Libra, quote, "Emerging markets are where cryptocurrencies matter. When I look at the developed world, I don't care. It's highly regulated and in many cases a rigged system. If I decide to compete with a tech company, they can just push me out via regulation." In regards to Facebook entering the digital payment industry, Hoskinson believes that the company has nothing to offer except for less fees. Hoskinson said, quote, "I am not entering a market and looking to extract value from people. Facebook has to come into countries it doesn't know a lot about and convince them to enslave themselves to an economic monopoly and give nothing in return. And their only pitch is that you'll pay less on fees." It's an interesting take, and I have said it before. I don't trust Facebook's altruistic motives, what they've said to be these lofty motives of helping the unbanked of the world achieve financial freedom. Come on, garbage. They want to make money. Of course they want to make money. There's nothing wrong with wanting to make money, but I don't believe the way they are advertising themselves. I think they're being a little bit dishonest, and it looks like Luke and Charles Hoskinson are of the same opinion. Let us know what you guys think about this in the comments below. You can also read about this here. The unbanked don't need Facebook's Libra. That's according to Rivka Little. Article here by Ethenye. Facebook claims the Libra was created to help the unbanked all over the globe, but do the unbanked really need the Libra? It's a good question that nobody seems to be asking. According to Facebook, more than 8 million people living in the United States do not have a bank account. A major part of these people fall below the poverty threshold of the country. The fact that a large percentage of people are underrepresented by financial institutions is a clear pointer to the advantage of Facebook's Libra. But then you have Rivka Gewurtz Little, who does not support these claims. Little is the research director of global payment strategies at International Data Corps, a market intelligence agency. She believes that you do not need to create a new coin to help the unbanked, adding that Facebook was creating its own coin for reasons not yet disclosed. To help the unbanked, according to Little, is making banking services available to all. Creating a new coin will definitely not solve the issue. Little further elaborated, quote, "You don't actually need a new currency to make all that happen. What you need are fair and accessible services." According to Little, Facebook's reason for helping the unbanked is a very poor one. She believes the firm is dabbling into cryptocurrency despite the U.S. stance concerning crypto because it doesn't really know what to do next. The United States has been quite hostile to crypto. President Trump barely 3 weeks ago slammed all cryptos on Twitter, categorically picking out Facebook's Libra. And here on Hacker Noon, we have a different perspective that relates nonetheless to this topic of helping the unbanked. XRP and ETN Electroneum, two approaches to helping people in developing countries. So last month, Ripple announced a partnership with MoneyGram, which serve millions of people who send money to their families. In their press release, they claimed they would reduce the fees for remittances from about $30 to, get this, fractions of a penny. Non-government organizations, NGOs, are catching on as well. They have begun to see the benefits of accepting crypto donations, and some of the most reputable in existence have gradually gone from skepticism and wariness to trust and confidence. Back in November of 2018, Forbes wrote that, quote, "Charities accepting crypto donations is on the rise. UNICEF began accepting crypto in March of 2018. And here you have a list. The following is a list of some of the notable organizations that, according to Bitcoin Wiki, accept cryptocurrency donations, mostly in Bitcoin, but in some form or another. And then taking it one step further, you have Ubuntu Pathways, who recently announced their association with Electroneum and their cryptocurrency ETN, which they mine for block rewards they use to further their cause in Port Elizabeth, South Africa, where for over 20 years they have delivered long-term assistance to thousands of children and their families. This organization, which channels over 80% of the donations they receive to their work on the ground, have received recognition from many international personalities, including Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who won a Nobel Prize in 1984, and former U.S. President Bill Clinton. Not sure I'd want to be associated with Bill Clinton, but that's just my bias. Quote, "We were initially very skeptical about cryptocurrencies," says Beth Honig, UK Director for Ubuntu Pathway. "There are so many scams out there, and we personally heard of so many bad actors out there that we were hesitant to work with crypto." Honig also says that immediately after announcing Ubuntu's association with Electroneum, the organization have received overwhelming support from the public. Quote, "The response has been amazing across all media platforms. Visits to our website of people interested in donating have doubled, as has the engagement across all our social media platforms," she said. "In less than 24 hours, we had people pledging to make donations in cryptocurrency." So while cryptocurrency is making its way into many sectors of society, the likes of Electroneum and Ubuntu Pathways, as well as XRP and MoneyGram, to mention only a couple, are leading the way in helping people in developing countries live more. And the takeaway from this article for me is that really the world doesn't need Facebook's Libra. Facebook's Libra is not a cryptocurrency. It's not decentralized. It's very authoritarian. It's very top down. There are plenty of solutions already staring us in the face. At least that's my opinion. Let us know what yours is in the comments below. You can read more about Facebook's Libra on technologyreview.com, the MIT Technology Review. Libra may never launch, Facebook has warned its investors. And we didn't have quite the time to get into this today, but on altcoinbuzz.io, if you'd like to read more about what Verizon is up to, they are venturing into blockchain technology and are hiring experts. Verizon enters the list of blockchain adopters as they start hiring blockchain experts for its undisclosed project that aims to enhance the security aspects. Article here by Deepika. But that about rounds it out for today, everybody. Do be sure you're following us on all the regular social media channels and keep checking back into our website, altcoinbuzz.io. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell to receive notifications. Best of luck if you choose to invest on this hump day, but have a great day out there, everybody, and we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.